Art is too important not to share. Welcome to the Allie and Callie Artcast.
Hi, I'm Allie.
And I'm Callie. Welcome to the Artcast.
Yes, welcome. How are you?
I am well. It just celebrated my wedding anniversary of how many years? We have the same year, right?
Yeah, I think it's 28.
28? Okay, let's go with that. 28 years.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Survived another.
Yay. I know. Sometimes
I wonder.
Yep, sometimes it's hard.
It is hard, but I think we've been together now 32 years. So
have we.
Yeah. So, again, survived. I think all those years count. We just add them into it.
Right.
It should all be in there. But otherwise, I'm just glad it's spring.
Yes.
I'm ready.
Me too.
I'm over the winter.
Although it's been a really mild winter. Seriously, we've had it pretty good.
Everyone else
year.
has had the worst winter, and we've had nothing, really.
I know. My mom wanted to move here.
I know.
And the reason that she decided not to move here and move to Virginia instead was because
of the weather.
She thought there's too much snow. I just can't deal with that snow.
Did we have any? No, we did have one storm, didn't we?
We did. Briefly,
yeah.
But since she moved to Virginia 5 years ago,
so many.
They've had way more snow than we have.
I know.
I love that. I love to rub that in. Although I have to admit that I'm kind of glad she didn't move out here.
Yeah.
A visit is great. Having her here.
I think
I listen
she's
to my
in the
brother
right
and
place.
sister. Yeah, she is. And she's happy there.
She likes where she is. So
yes.
It's a good thing. But anyway, everything else good?
Yeah, things are going good. We've got the Australians here visiting.
Nice.
That's been fun.
Yeah, my son's almost done with basic training.
Yay.
And that's interesting. I can't wait to hear all about it.
Yeah.
So all I've heard is that the first couple weeks are really hard.
Yeah.
They kind of break you down.
Make you mind.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's... Obey. Yeah. It's interesting. So I'm just... interested to see what what's happening. Actually, I'll be there soon. We'll go for his graduation. Yeah,
nice.
We're gonna go to San Antonio.
Oh boy,
yeah. So we'll see what that's like.
Yeah, San Antonio is actually really cool.
Oh, I know. I've been there. I haven't been in a million years, but I'm excited to go see, mostly to see my son.
But do the Riverwalk.
Oh yeah, I love the Riverwalk.
Right.
Yeah, it's been a long time. That was all BK before kids. So it'll be nice to go there.
Right. Well, we are here with Chris Grant from the Coeur d'Alene Symphony.
Yes.
We're excited to hear what's happening with the symphony this year. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me out today. I really appreciate you inviting me out.
Absolutely.
Of course. We're glad we could make it work finally. We took a little bit, but schedules can be difficult.
Hard to do.
Definitely.
I know.
Yeah.
So how has the symphony been doing this year? You're almost to the end of your season.
True. So this has been a very exciting year. It's been a different year. So we typically have a holiday concert, but this year we didn't get to have a December holiday concert per se, but we did have a very fun collaboration with the Coeur d'Alene Summer Theater, where we had some singers out to perform some numbers. And then our fall concert was great. We performed Carnival of the Animals and Peter and the Wolf, so we had some great works.
I love Peter and the Wolf.
Yeah, it's so exciting, just the sounds and all the different musical motifs that we've heard in all the different movies, and many a joke from A Christmas Story, from all the you'll shoot your eye out, those scenes from A Christmas Story that everybody remembers, Peter and the Wolf. And then of course we had our family concert in January, which we collaborate with the North Idaho Youth Symphony, which is always a wonderful time. So the students play some works for themselves, and then we have the set with just the symphony, and then we do a side-by-side. So all the younger high school age students get to play with all the professionals on the stage at NIC. So that's a wonderful experience for them, a great teaching moment and learning moment for everyone. And we always have the young artist performance competition, which happens in March. We can talk about that a little bit more, but we have 6 students from throughout the country, East Coast, California, all over the place. So we have students coming in all the way from Minnesota, Kentucky, California. So it's been a pretty exciting adventure with those students. Just phenomenal amazing world-class performers.
Wow.
Even though some of them might be young teens, and the eldest performer was basically a grad student from the University of Southern California. But it's just some amazing talent that makes us all wish we would have started learning how to play our instruments younger.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah.
Well, that's exciting because they get to perform with the symphony, the winners
Yeah,
of
that's right.
the competition.
Yeah. So it's a fun process where traditionally in years past, pre-COVID, we would always have basically a video audition and screen those, and then students would come out sometime in November to do a live audition for a final round. But just with technology and whatnot, we've kind of just moved to a format where we just take video auditions where they perform and send either with an accompanist on piano or perhaps a previous performance of their work with performing with maybe their college or a different performance, so we can go ahead and adjudicate those performances and decide who's going to perform. So it's a very wonderful experience just witnessing the talent, because it's one of those things where it's quote unquote a competition, but as we all know with the arts, it's not necessarily about being competitive. So it's a very just rigorous, difficult task to decide which talent gets to come, because in their own right, all of them are just simply amazing and are off to just heading towards incredible professional lives in music as a performer.
Right. That's great.
Do you know of any that have gone on to do some spectacular things that you guys have kept tabs with?
Yeah, I mean, we have some folks that are very active. Some of our singers we've had out for the opera portion are very active in some of the circuits in California or New York. We've had students in the past that have been graduate students from out of country even years ago. And then one of the favorites, a couple of years back, we had a violinist that came to us via Chicago, but she was actually from South America and had performed in Gustavo Dudamel's groups, whether it was the youth symphonies in South America or she had actually soloed with the LA Philharmonic on some performances and with Chicago Symphony. So there are simply amazing students. There's a gentleman that played the trombone. He came in, and that was an amazing, actually very human story, where he came in and we had his piece and we actually had the wrong key for his production. So somehow his concerto was in the key of F, but somehow we were given something that was written in E flat. So it was this amazing. He's now teaching college in Florida, but when he came in, he just said, "Hey, you guys are in a different key. Can you give me a second?" And then
he transposed it
on the spot within a minute, and just transposed the whole concerto.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Yeah, it was a one movement thing, but it was he basically transposed on the spot about 7.5 minutes of music. He just had to think about it, and then he was with it. So the talent
that's crazy
that we get to work with and experience, it's just as much as a treat for us to work with them as it is for them to have an opportunity to play with the symphony orchestra.
Absolutely, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible.
That gave me chills.
I know, I love that.
Yeah.
I went to I think it was a couple years ago. I went to the competition, or not. Well, they had already won, so I guess the competition was over. The winners, the youth,
but the symphony
where they played, and it was amazing. And I remember there was a trombone player. I don't know if it was that. It was a younger man, and these kids were so amazing, and the joy on their faces when they were done, and then just the audience reaction is amazing. And it's so fun. I mean, I played flute, and I always wanted to be in orchestra, but I didn't have enough time between band and theater. And there's something about playing in, that's a dream for these kids to get to be able to perform with a professional orchestra.
Yeah,
is amazing. How lucky they are.
Such a great experience.
Yeah, how fun.
What else do you have coming on?
So we have an upcoming concert in May, on May 9th, and that's the 250th anniversary of the United States. So we're doing a lot of American music. So we'll be opening the concert with Bernstein's Overture to Candide, and then we'll also be playing some of the Copland's Old American songs, and we'll also be performing... I'm just trying to, it's on the tip of my tongue. Down a Country Lane by Aaron Copland, which is just a beautiful work, originally set for piano and then later orchestra and band. And and also An American in Paris, or we're playing to be determined a couple of different Gershwin pieces. So it'll be a great variety of familiar but music by American composers, which is always such a great thing to celebrate, because oftentimes we're in the concert hall playing Dvorak or Beethoven or Bach, and it's just so wonderful to be able to play music that has been written, our fellow countrymen in the last 50 to 100 years. So that's going to be a great experience. Just again, memorable music, just beautiful compositions. So that'll be a wonderful concert at the Croc on May 9th.
Oh, that's great. And people can get their tickets.
If they go to the website is cdasymphony.org. There's basically, when you look up for upcoming events and concerts, you'll be able to find a link, and it'll take you to a website to purchase tickets.
Candide, one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Make Our Garden Grow.
That is a very beautiful tune.
The most beautiful, all-time favorite moment in theater for me.
Yeah.
And just when the orchestra and everybody drops out and then all the voices sing a cappella and all this harmony, it just chills.
Oh, cool.
I love it.
Right.
And then Aaron Copland, another favorite like that. I'm going May 9th.
May 9th.
May 9th.
Mark
Put
your
it
calendar.
put
I
it
love
in the
American in Paris.
Oh yeah, that one's.
Yeah.
That's a
so
good one.
Dan Pham is still your conductor and
Yeah.
artistic director, correct?
Correct. So Dan is still with us. He's still at Washington State University, where he conducts the wind ensemble and the symphony orchestra at the college. So we're very lucky to have him. He keeps a very full plate, whether it's his college gigs. He also runs the Idaho Washington Symphony, and then has been very in demand these last few years, both stateside and abroad, for working with honor bands and orchestras, and he even had traveled to Asia this past summer to work with some different groups.
Oh, cool.
And he runs a group of students from Washington, an ambassador music group that'll periodically will travel to Europe so kids can experience performing in Europe and seeing a lot of the different sites and venues on that side of the pond. So it's pretty amazing. We have a great crew of our music leadership group between Dan and our assistant conductor, Dr. Philip Baldwin from Whitworth University.
Oh, nice. Yeah. We had the opportunity to go down to WSU campus and meet Dan in his office and talk to him a few years ago.
Had so much
He's
fun.
a great guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That was
Really
really
enjoyed
fun. So tell us a little bit about these monthly concerts that you do.
Yeah, so we put on Saturday with the Symphony, which is an event that's held at the Coeur d'Alene Public Library. It's from 11 a.m. to 11:30. So what we like to do is to have some music performances, but we also do some interactive sessions. So we have brought in string quartets, woodwind quintets. Personally, I'm a percussionist, so I will do drum circles sometimes twice a year. So the kids will get some hands-on experiences playing and learning about rhythm. And when the other performers play, we like to demonstrate how the instruments work so the kids can understand. Typically, these are events mostly seeing students or young children from the ages of about 2 to 5 or 6. So it's a really great opportunity for parents to bring in young ones. It's no pressure to be like in a concert setting. So, the kids moving around. Like this past, in February, we had Nick Vigil, who is the front man for the local band Mulonga. And he does a lot of different Hispanic music, whether it is cumbias or salsa or Peruvian music. He came in and basically showed all these young kids about music from other cultures and singing and playing guitar. So there's lots of these great experiences where they'll learn about classical music, but also popular music. We've done a little bit of jazz from now and then as well. So it's a great experiences where parents can just kind of come in and not have to worry about keeping their kids still or quiet. So it's pretty interactive, and again, it's a very short day. It's from 11 to 11:30, and then
we need to take the grandkids.
I totally am.
And we also have
Thursday.
the librarian participates, and we'll do an activity, and we always do a book reading that's related somehow to the music at every session each month. So it's a real fun experience.
Right, and a great way to encourage music and that whole
Yeah, it's a much different experience with music. We all know in this room specifically that music is such a just important part of our lives, but a lot of kids and a lot of, just in general, a lot of people don't get to experience something live, which is just a whole nother layer of like that experience changes it for everybody. And I'm sure I would love to hear maybe like one of the first concerts the two of you attended and what changed for you.
I remember, in elementary school, I do remember Dave Brubeck. No, not Dave Brubeck. I love Dave Brubeck.
I do love Dave Brubeck.
Sidetrack. Speaking of Dave Brubeck, love him. Take 5, one of my favorites. Oh my God, Doc Severinsen. But it was his band. But it was the drummer. Who was the drummer?
That probably would have been. It was either Louis Belson or Ed Shaughnessy, probably, right?
Oh, but it's still not even Doc Severinsen. Yeah, I'm going to have to come back to it. It'll hit me in the middle of the night.
Right.
Who it was. Anyway, this band came in, and it was a big band. So he had a huge band, and the whole school came, and it was amazing. I loved it. We also had Up With the People. Remember that?
I do remember Up With the People.
So that was singing, which I loved. But anything with music, I was.
Oh yeah.
I started playing in 4th grade. They handed out instruments and said, "Pick what you want to play," and I was like, all right, I'm going to grab this. It's light.
Yeah.
It looks easy to carry. I'm not going to have to carry a giant instrument on the bus. That's what I remember. I'm going to have to think about who it was.
Yeah.
I can see him.
Oh, that's so funny.
It'll hit me.
Yeah, it will.
What's your first?
Well, my first experience was I grew up outside of Washington, D.C., and they had the symphony that would play in the clamshell on the Potomac, and we would sit on the steps, and I was probably 3 or 4 years old, maybe 5. I remember kind of running around on the steps listening to this beautiful music on the Potomac River in the evening, watching the sunset. My granddaddy's sitting right beside me, and my parents are on the other side of me, and we're just listening to music, and it was so relaxing because we're outside in an environment that I could just be a kid and not worry about acting up for the music or whatever, and
just enjoy
it was a great experience. And I found out recently that clamshell is gone now. It finally kind of fell apart, and they took it away. But I believe that the clamshell was very close to where the Kennedy Center is now. Yeah, so that was my experience, my first experience.
What was yours?
Yeah, I'm trying to. There's been so many concerts that I've been to now. It's all this blur, but I can remember as a kid seeing the Spokane Symphony for the first time and just being floored. They had performed The Planets by Gustav Holst, and it was amazing. Or I think maybe more for me, it's relating to like my daughter. I remember taking her to her first, not the classical music concert, but the first one I took her to. She was dragging her feet, but I was like, we're going to see Carlos Santana tonight. And she's like, I'm going to hate this, and I don't want to go. And I just and it was, I don't think it even took 5 or 10 minutes before she was standing in front of her seat and dancing. And it was, but that joy on her face from experiencing that, and that's what we all have to, experience. And it's, everybody always, as a musician, who's your favorite? And there's so many, and it's just again, it's just like we were talking about that young artist group. It's just there's an experience that's unique with every style of music or jazz. I play a lot of jazz music and big bands and small groups, but just being able to see any artist in any genre of music is just an amazing thing. So I think the more with this library event, the more these kids get that experience, that will set them down the road of, just appreciating music. And, we've all seen studies about how music is so impactful in a positive way for students with learning and just joy and whatnot. So, and, part of the thing that we do that's great is the symphony. Judith Pinkerton is one of our violinists, and she's one of our board members, but she does quite a bit with music therapy. So we've tried to integrate music therapy, some sessions or discussions, because with mental health and just the way of the world, and it's lots of stress on people's plates, and just music can
Oh, yeah.
be something that's joyful, that helps us kind of, regulate a little bit better or bring us back from those tense moments. So that's great. And the other thing we do offer is for quite some time now, we have a dialogue with Dan. So before each concert, so the concerts, we had moved this year to a 3:00 start time. So we're doing more of a matinee rather than the evening concert to make it more accessible for families to attend. Because again, we would love to see more. We feel it's our duty to help cultivate the next generation of patrons and listeners, right? So and it makes it a lot easier for folks to come out to a show and maybe grab dinner or get those kids back home on time. But concerts are now at 3 p.m. at North Idaho College, and our May concert's always at the Kroc Center there. We do a dialogue with Dan, which basically will bring in a panel of Dan or whomever's conducting the concert, one of the guest performers, and perhaps one of the members from the symphony or an outside person, and just kind of give a little insight on the music, or just little facts, or what is it like to perform, or what are these experiences. Or it's always fun with a young artist, like what got you down your path, or what have you had to do in your career throughout college. Or it's very enjoyable to speak with these folks that are kind of at the end of their undergraduate degrees, because they're at that place where they're transitioning. These kind of competitions are the ones that are going to propel them into all their videos and recordings and experiences for their resumes. So it's a fun time to catch, like at the March concert, how that impacts, again, the trajectory of their career, and again, learning about what started you on your path to music is always interesting, right? So I mean, 4th grade and the flute, that's great. My daughter plays the flute because she too didn't want to have to carry it.
It's all about I was being realistic.
I played the violin for a while, and I had to carry that damn thing.
Right.
To school on the bus.
And later in life, I was like, oh man, I should have picked the oboe, because of Peter and the Wolf. And I was like, I really wanted the oboe, and then I wanted the bassoon, and I was like, I even switched for a little while.
Yeah,
it did not go well. That from the flautist to the double reed, I was like, wow. I was just like fainting. It's hard.
Right.
Yeah,
it's a big change, but I love all those instruments. And then in my next life, violin.
There you go.
Cello.
Right.
I started on the viola. And, that's a lot to carry around. I'm like, this isn't great, and then somehow I managed to get the drums, which is even worse about hauling around.
You got a lot to carry.
I wanted to play the cello, but there was no carrying that.
There's just certain things. Right. Like, God. Now they got wheels. Everything's got wheels.
Exactly.
We could have done it. The Ovation Company, in partnership with the Chalkboard Agency, is working to improve the climate and culture of our schools by focusing on what matters most: belonging. Research shows that when students feel connected, they thrive. And what creates connection better than a great story? That's why the Chalkboard Agency exists, to bring the world of education together through stories that inspire kindness, understanding, and community. After all, podcasts are how stories are shared, collected, and remembered. To learn more, visit thechalkboardagency.com. And if you have a story that could help young people be kinder to one another, reach out. Let's connect your story to the world. Need shirts, hats, signs, or stickers?
If you can dream it, Pyramid Printing can print it.
For over 25 years, Pyramid Printing has been a Coeur d'Alene favorite for screen printing, embroidery, banners, and more.
Big job, small job, no problem. Just give Eric a call and let the local pros take it from there.
Email info@pyramidprintingcda.com or call 208-664-0254 or visit pyramidprintingcda.com.
Pyramid Printing, printing made easy and done right. So, Callie, did you remember who that guy was?
I did, with Chris's help. Buddy Rich.
Buddy Rich came to
go.
your junior high.
My junior high.
That's
Can't
amazing.
even believe it. I was at Jackson Hole Jackson Hole Junior High. I think that's what it was called. It's so long ago.
Yeah.
I barely remember. Anyway, we were really lucky.
Yeah.
Maybe he came to ski. Who knows?
Who knows?
But what an opportunity. And I remember it because it was so fantastic. It was such a big band.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I hope that, I don't know if kids get that opportunity. I feel like they don't get assemblies like that anymore.
No, it's, yeah. I mean,
do they? Probably not.
I haven't been in the classroom for a while, but, I can remember, what was it? Frank Foster, I believe, they had out, which used to play in Count Basie's big band. So back in the 90s, we just randomly have these artists come through, but it's I don't see that happening quite as often. It's been interesting. Some of the military bands that are just amazing, the concert bands from the Marines and the Army have been coming through to some of the schools. So some of these students do get these opportunities,
a little bit.
And a lot of times some of the kids that are in some of the honor groups or the all-state bands, they'll typically have some really top-notch, phenomenal groups that they can see. But yeah, it would be great to find more opportunities for kids to not just experience, what's around them that is wonderful, but Buddy Rich. That's amazing. That's someone.
It was very rare.
Amazing,
I
right?
know.
Yeah.
It's very rare, and I.
But I feel
it.
like people, even celebrities that love their music, are willing to share and promote their music to, inspire young kids to get them excited about it. I think that's more common than we realize.
I hope so.
Yeah.
So how is it going? We know you've got a big fundraiser every year. It's called, what's it called, Allie?
It's not Blazing Saddles. It's Blazing Fiddles.
Blazing Fiddles.
That's it. So when is that? And tell us a little bit about that.
I am drawing a blank. I believe it's the 20th of May, and I'm just double checking here on my
that's
calendar.
good to
But
know.
yeah, Blazing Fiddles is our basically our yearly fundraiser. It's an auction and a dinner. So the venue this year to somewhere in Post Falls, I think. I've heard the rumblings of that. I'm not on the committee for that event.
The Post Falls Event Center.
Is okay.
At Prairie
There you
Falls.
go.
Prairie Falls. There we go.
There you go.
There we go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So with that event, it's always great because we'll have some live entertainment and then an auction, both a silent auction and a live auction with it. We always have a fun auctioneer, and just the quickness and the snap in the voice. That's almost one of the most entertaining parts for me as a drummer. Like, okay, this is absolutely great. And then all these catered barbecue dinners. But that is an event that does raise quite a bit of funding to the Symphony Orchestra. We have a couple other events that we do via Hayden Lake Country Club every basically Labor Day weekend. And then, we do rely on the support of finding donors and people that want to contribute to make this civic entity just function and make it through. So if you ever are interested, we would love to talk to you. If you want to help support the symphony, you can go to the website and reach out, or info@cdasymphony.org, and then that'll put you in touch with somebody that can help out. This is our symphony in Coeur d'Alene is very unique. We obviously have very professional standards in what we pursue in performing, but it is more of a community-minded orchestra. So the folks in this group, it's definitely not their livelihood, but what we're doing is trying to create community. A lot of the members in the group have been in there for years. For me, for the longest time, I was one of the younger folks, but it's fun to play alongside. There's a violinist, Mason, that he and I actually went to middle school together.
Wow.
So we've been friends since 1990 and have been playing in groups off and on through college and middle school and high school, and now in this group. Or our principal trumpet player, Jim Phillips, is one of the educators here in Coeur d'Alene. He's the band teacher and orchestra director at Coeur d'Alene High School. But when he was in college, he student taught when I was high schooler in Spokane. So it's just this wonderful thing about this community and people that you've known for years and decades, and it's just a really cathartic thing to be able to make music with just not other musicians, but people that you've known, you care for, you're friends with their family, and just have been close for such a long time. So it's a very unique experience, and it's always amazing too. Like our conductor Dan, he works at the college and other places, but I would say almost every other rehearsal, Chris, this community up here is just so different. Everybody talks at break, before and after practice. They stay and they catch up with each other. It's not like other places where we're making music, or not these competitive musicians where they give you, a stink eye and then walk away or anything. So it's a great place to be, and just a great experience. And it's also fun. Again, just the community and the education. We do a lot of rehearsals out in Rathdrum at Lakeland High School. So that school district has had a little bit of tough time with funding recently and teacher turnover, and the music teacher there has been just his wife plays in the orchestra now, and he's been very accommodating to helping us with rehearsals, and his students are always out to listen. So we have these kids coming out seeing something they've never experienced before, just like the Saturday with the Symphony or these other events. So it's just a great opportunity for everybody. So if you're interested in Blazing Fiddles and attending, it's a great experience.
We were there last year. It was up at Elk Point.
Yes.
And
that's right.
We have photos of Callie and I sitting in the giant chair.
That's right.
What a gorgeous view up there.
That was a really fun day.
And that was a really warm day too.
It was a beautiful day.
It was,
Terry Lee was painting.
That's right. I remember. I remember now.
The music was going. It was beautiful. It was really nice.
Yeah. Very nice.
So this year it'll be a little different at Prairie Falls Event Center, but it'll be just as fun. May 20th.
May 20th.
May 9th is the concert.
May 9th is the concert that I'm going to.
Right.
See, I have to say it a couple of times.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. That's exciting.
Well, we're so glad that the Symphony is so engaged in the community and so driven to work with kids. That's the most important thing, I think. So thank you for all that you guys are doing.
We're happy to do it.
Yeah, it's great.
I
we
love it.
Hearing it. Yeah, so be sure to check it out. Go to cdasymphony.org and maybe become a member and help support.
Nothing better than a live orchestra.
That's exactly right.
Absolutely.
It'll change your, it changes your mood, everything. There's nothing better.
Yeah,
Just
live music is the best.
It's
for
the
sure.
best.
Well, thank you again for
Thank you
being
for having
with
me,
us.
you too. Thank you so much.
And don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, or share the Allie and Callie Artcast at
AllieCallieArtcast.com.
There you go.
Ooh, I said it right.
Yay. And I'm Allie.
And I'm Callie. And whatever you do today, make sure it's creative. And go listen to some music. The Allie and Callie Artcast is sponsored in part by Scraps Barbecue, a locally owned catering company, the Chalkboard Agency, Getting Back to the Basics of Shared Learning and Human Connection, and Pyramid Printing, a Coeur d'Alene favorite for over 2 decades.